know I like my chicken fried. And cold beer on a Friday night. A pair of jeans that fit just right. And the radio. Well, I was raised up beneath the shade of a Georgia pine. And that's home, you know. Sweet tea, pecan pie, and homemade wine, where the peaches grow. And my house, it's not much to talk about, but it's filled with love that's grown in southern ground, and a little bit of chicken fried. Cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio up. I like to see the sunrise, see the love in my woman's eyes, feel the touch of a precious child, and know a mother's love. It's funny how it's the little things in life that mean the most. Not where you live, what you drive, or the price tag on your clothes. There's no dollar sign on a piece of mind, this I've come to know. So if you agree, have a drink with me, raise your glasses for a toast to a little bit of chicken fried. And cold beer on a Friday night, a pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio up. I like to see the sunrise, see the love in my woman's eyes, feel the touch of a precious child, and know a mother's love. Thank God for my life, for the stars and stripes. May freedom forever fly. Let it ring. Salute the ones who died, the ones that give their lives so we don't have to sacrifice all the things we love, like our chicken fried and cold beer on a Friday night. A pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio up. I like to see the sunrise, see the love in my woman's eyes, feel the touch of a precious child, and know a mother's love. Get your little chicken fried and cold beer on a Friday night.
Good morning. How's everybody doing? Yeah? All right, well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the 2025 NICE Conference and Expo. I'm Brian Fonseca. I'm director of Florida International University's Jack D. Gordon Institute for Public Policy. I also serve as the founding executive director of cybersecurity at FIU, which is our university's multidisciplinary cybersecurity initiative. And I have the incredible honor of serving as your MC this week. So it's wonderful to see so many familiar faces. Just a show of hands, how many have attended before? That's amazing. So if you've noticed, there's been one modest change to the conference so far, and that is we have changed the walk-up song from Miami Vice. We have essentially sunset Miami Vice. Now, I'm kidding partly, and partly not. Of course, Randy Pastana, who has been an incredible colleague of ours, is not with us today. He's serving detail at the Pentagon, and so unfortunately he's with us in spirit. He couldn't be here in person. We seized the opportunity to move away from Miami Vice. At one point, we did try to move him to Knight Rider. That didn't work. And so here we are. We sort of set sail on a new vision. And again, he's watching, I'm sure. And so again, we're grateful for all the impact that he's still making in his role, and we hope that he'll be back with us next year. But it's truly a pleasure to be with all of you here in beautiful Colorado. And of course, while the views are certainly stunning, Colorado offers much more. And you hear that often from people from Colorado, that we're not just about the mountains, we got much more to offer. And Colorado is an amazing hub for technology, education, and what we're seeing in the cybersecurity space. And this year, we were especially proud to partner with the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs, a national leader in cybersecurity education and workforce development. And I'm looking at Gretchen Bliss, who has been an incredible partner here on the ground. And if not for her leadership, this would have not gone as well as it has. And so, Gretchen, we're really grateful for the partnership that we have with the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs. So thank you so much. And it's partners like this that reflect what it truly takes to move our field forward. A shared vision, trusted collaboration, and a deep, sustained commitment to meaningful impact. This conference is more than just a convening, it's a community. And just by the show of hands of how many people have been here before, this is where many of those relationships have started and where those relationships continue. And as people go home after the conference, carry those relationships with them to, again, do thought-provoking, meaningful things that support what we're trying to do, which is bolster the cybersecurity workforce. At FIU, we're proud to be at the forefront of this work. As a leader in cybersecurity, education, and research, FIU is deeply committed to expanding access to higher quality cyber training, developing innovative curriculum, and fostering inclusive pathways into the workforce. Our longstanding collaboration with NIST in New America has been instrumental in advancing the goals of the NICE framework, connecting national policy with local action, and bringing together diverse voices from across the sector. Of course, an event like this wouldn't be possible without the generous support of our sponsors, all of them which are out in the expo booth, and I hope you all have an opportunity to go out there and engage with them. Their generous support has been incredible. Each of our sponsors, I just want to say thank you for investing in the future of cyber workforce and allowing for convenings like this to take place. Without you, it'd be impossible to pull something like this off, and so we're really grateful for that. I want to give two other special shout-outs. The first is to our programming committee. Our programming committee, who some representatives will be up here later on this morning, has taken the lead in ensuring that we have a thoughtful series of discussions over the next 2 days. And they've spent the last year meeting routinely to ensure that we were moving the program forward. I'm really grateful for the work that they've done. And of course, to our organizing committee, all of the logistics, all of the background, putting something like this together happens day one after the previous iteration, and so they've been spending the last year. And I see Barbara up here in the front row, who I have to give a shout out. She never gets shout outs. She doesn't like shout outs, but I have to call her out because she has been such a force in ensuring that this program went off without a hitch, even when Randy left us for the Pentagon. And so, Barbara, I'm really grateful for what you've done. As you know, the theme of this year's conference is climbing higher, hence the High Hopes walk-up song when we hit today. It's sort of a tribute combination to Colorado, but also to the spirit of what we're trying to do is to continue to move forward and climb in sustaining a resilient cybersecurity workforce. The theme speaks directly to the moment we're in. The challenges we face in cybersecurity are growing in complexity and urgency. And I think from pre-conference workshops to some of the program discussions, breakout sessions that you'll see, things like AI and other complex challenges that we're facing in terms of shifting and evolution of the cybersecurity workforce demands that we continue to work aggressively to ensure that we have an appropriate, capable workforce to defend going forward. And so we're not just here to talk, but we're here to build partnerships and continue to do meaningful work together and continue to pursue real impact. Over the next few days, you'll hear from an outstanding lineup of keynote leaders, These are thought leaders from across government, industry, and academia. Our breakout sessions will explore a wide range of timely and critical topics, from skills training and workforce development models to the impact of AI and the growing need for cross-sector collaboration. I mentioned multidisciplinarity in my initial introduction. Part of the spirit was is the understanding and appreciation that cyber is beyond the College of Engineering, beyond computing science departments or IT departments. It is truly a multidisciplinary issue. And so the ability for us to do more cross-sector work, integrating cyber in different colleges, for example. I've had the very challenging time at sort of building cyber programming, not just in the vertical of our College of Engineering, but our College of Business, our College of Law, our College of Medicine, our policy school, to ensure that we're really building a real multidisciplinary approach to cyber. And so we've been fortunate to continue that, and I think that's part of where we want to continue to go in exploring some of these complex issues. And so whether you're an educator, a policymaker, a technologist, or an executive, this conference is designed to provide you with insights, connections, and practical tools to help you climb higher in your own work. And so as we kick off the conference, I encourage you to be fully present. I have high hopes that you'll engage deeply, challenge each other thoughtfully, and work together to build something new and something meaningful. And so with that, I now have the distinct honor of introducing someone I've had the opportunity to work together, to work with for years, a true exceptional leader, particularly in this space, Mr. Rodney Peterson. Rodney Peterson is director of the NICE program at NIST, and he is a national recognized leader in cyber education and workforce development, and just an all-around amazing individual. And so join me in a round of applause in welcoming Rodney to the stage.
Well, good morning and welcome to Denver, Colorado for the 16th Annual NICE Conference and Expo, a little Count Basie orchestra to wake us up this morning with that theme of climbing higher. We're incredibly grateful to the city of Denver, the state of Colorado, and as you previously heard, Colorado Springs, who welcomed us here warmly in March for a pre-conference local stakeholder engagement event. So really grateful to be here in Colorado for the first time with the NICE Conference. I do want to just take a moment, though, to reflect on the sad events that happened nearby in Boulder yesterday, the tragic and senseless events that occurred in that city. And so just ask that all of us keep those individuals, their families, their communities in our hearts as we're here this week to celebrate the work of NICE, but also to recognize what's going on in the community and the world around us. So I want to share with you a little bit of an update about what's happening across the NICE community, and this is both a look back as well as a little bit of a look forward. So if you've been tracking the work of NICE over the past 5 years, you realize we have a series of signature programs or things that we're known for, and it really starts with our strategic plan. And as you can see, this most recent strategic plan was established in 2021, which was the third version of NICE's strategic plan journey, and it will end this year. So we're in the final culminating year of some themes, some goals that you'll see here, many of which I'm sure will carry forward to the future just because of the significance. And quite frankly, there's more work to do. But beginning with the promotion of the discovery of cybersecurity careers and multiple pathways, we have to continue to let not only young people, but working adults know about the exciting opportunities that are available to them in cybersecurity. And there's not a single only pathway to get into that type of career path. And so that goal and the working group that's been supporting that has been really phenomenal in carrying that message forward. Secondly, as we kind of transition into a new world of online learning, of performance-based assessments, of trying to make sure that we're developing skills that employers need, that necessitates that we transform the learning process to build a skilled workforce. And similarly, we have a working group that's been working through projects the past several years to make sure that we're taking learning into the future where we can give individuals the skills that they need to perform cybersecurity work. Thirdly, we recognize that there are some challenges not only in transitioning these individuals into cybersecurity careers, but organizations as employers updating their HR and hiring and recruitment and retention practices to make sure it's tracking what is needed with respect to talent development. And so the Modernized Talent Development Working Group has also been working hard to advance that goal over these past several years. Fourth is that we have, for the first time, made the NICE framework a central goal and focus of the strategic plan. It's always been a central focus of NICE, as you'll hear more about in a moment, but it's also important that we continue to expand use of the NICE framework, not only within the federal government, but at state and local levels, certainly within industry as well as academia. And so I encourage you to join the NICE framework users group that will be meeting at the conference here as well if you have questions or want more information about how you can take the messages and the tools and resources from the NICE framework to use within your organization. And then finally, to make sure that we're driving research on effective practices for cybersecurity workforce development, that we're not just doing the busy work of trying to have a lot of activities, but we're trying to take those things that are effective, those solutions that are working, and advance them as well. So as I indicated, a lot of our strategic plan, a lot of our work is done not by the small program office staff at the National Institute of Standards and Technology, but by all of you, and not only the people in the room here, but people who are joining us online, streaming, and many people who can't be with us this week. The community is really that public-private partnership, which you'll hear more about tomorrow as well, that includes government, industry, academia, as well as nonprofit organizations. There's a few key activities and ways that we accomplish this. NIST, as a part of the Department of Commerce, the U.S. federal government in Washington, D.C., we have a lot of partners across the federal government who have programs that are extremely significant to the progress we're making, ranging from the National Science Foundation to the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, the Office of Personnel Management, the Department of Defense, the National Security Agency, as well as many others, the Department of Labor, Office of Apprenticeship. And so we convene those individuals on a regular basis to make sure we're sharing information as well as aligning our policies, programs, and investments. Another way that we do that is by broadening it beyond the government to the entire community, to include industry, academia, and government and nonprofits. And through our Community Coordinating Council, which you'll hear more about tomorrow, it's a group that I co-chair along with a representative from industry and academia that really partner to try to spread the word to our various constituencies, but more importantly, look at ways that we can work together as a community towards the common goals of NICE. Something relatively new that we piloted in 2016, but only over the past 2 or 3 years have been actively investing in, are our RAMPS communities, which stands for Regional Alliances, multi-stakeholder partnerships that stimulate cybersecurity education and workforce development. These RAMPS communities are intended to be in local, regional, economic communities where we're, again, getting the partners to work together, whether they be K-12 schools, community colleges, universities, training providers, economic development organizations, state, local government, and anyone who is employing individuals or need individuals in their cybersecurity workforce to create that ecosystem they need locally or regionally to advance the progress we're trying to make as a nation. You'll hear a little bit more about the RAMPS communities tomorrow, including the fact that we have a current notice of funding opportunity open to add 16 additional communities to that existing list of 33. And then finally, another program we're very proud to be a founding sponsor is the U.S. Cyber Games. And I encourage you to visit their exhibit hall booth in the exhibit, or their booth in the exhibit hall where you can ask questions and learn more. Not only does it help us form an elite U.S. cyber team that represents the United States in international competitions, it also has an exciting way to develop talent through entry-level competitions that not only expose students to competitions, but again, careers in cybersecurity, helps them develop skills, and through the series of competitive events, culminate in the selection of the U.S. cyber team. So more information out there in the exhibit hall as well. So I indicated that the NICE framework is perhaps our most central signature program that NICE is known for. And as you are hearing, there's a lot of things we do to provide outreach and engagement. But the NICE framework provides that common taxonomy or lexicon that describes cybersecurity work as well as the workforce capabilities that are needed in organizations. And that's typically done through what we call the task, knowledge, and skills statements. And when we revised the NICE framework in 2020, we talked about the attributes of agility, flexibility, modularity. In other words, recognizing that cybersecurity is quickly advancing and moving, and we need to kind of keep up with the times and keep up with the skill needs of employers. And so you'll be seeing a lot more frequent updates about the NICE framework, new resources, new tools added. I do want to let you know that later today, there will be an announcement about a new competency area for the intersection of artificial intelligence and cybersecurity. A competency area that we think will be foundational, as any of us working with cybersecurity recognize the impacts that artificial intelligence will have on our cybersecurity workforce, as well as the development of secure artificial intelligence. We'll also be providing some updates to our investigation category, specifically for cybercrime investigation, the work role that we've had a lot of input and influence from the Federal Bureau of Investigation and other federal partners as well. Again, there will be a users group meeting at the conference. I invite you to attend. So, as I said, as we do all of the strategies, the community, and the NICE framework, we need to bring people together through different convenings, including this conference. This is the 16th annual NICE conference that we're proud to move across the country. If you look at the back of your program, you'll see information about where we'll be next year, and there'll be more information about that later in the event as well. You may or may not know, we also do a very focused K-12 cybersecurity education conference because we recognize the importance of that pipeline of individuals from elementary, middle, and high school who will not only go on to community colleges and universities, but may directly enter the workforce. And we need to encourage more of them to pursue cybersecurity careers and work with teachers and school administrators and nonprofit organizations to prepare them to make sure they have the right content and the right skills that they need. We also have a K-12 community of interest, which similarly will have a meeting here at this conference. You've heard me talk a lot about careers in cybersecurity, which has been a really important emphasis these past 5 years in particular, culminating in a Cybersecurity Career Week we hold during the month of October with a typical kickoff on Capitol Hill to kick off the week and a closing event at the Department of Commerce led by our cybersecurity career ambassadors, who are truly ambassadors for careers in cybersecurity across the U.S. And then finally, we do our periodic webinars, our online convenings, which are a way to kind of showcase and highlight some of the current and trending issues that we need to be following. So finally, in addition to all those other things, we're actively involved in developing tools and resources. And by we, once again, I mean the community, not only the NICE program office, but our working groups, our communities of interest, and other volunteers. The NICE framework has a very robust resource center with lots of tools and resources. During the pandemic, we recognized not only that people may have some extra time to reskill and upskill, but the demand for more training. We created a repository of free and low-cost online cybersecurity content that is available for any individual to pursue. In career pathways, again, we have lots of resources related to that, as well as our Career Ambassadors program. Just one final thing with respect to resources is that you'll see that our apprenticeship program has an apprenticeship finder, a map, where if you're looking for placing your students in apprenticeships, or you're an employer looking to hire apprentices, or you're an intermediary looking to facilitate that, we want to make sure it's easy for you to find and understand what opportunities are available in cybersecurity apprenticeship. So as I look ahead to this next year, I just want to highlight a few things which you'll again be hearing more about throughout the conference, including tomorrow morning. Obviously, our focus right now is not only on the completion of the current strategic plan, evaluating success as well as progress and work left to be done. We're going to be beginning the process for developing a new plan. Ongoing updates to the NICE framework, much as I described the announcement today, and others you can expect throughout the year. The community engagement we do, whether at events, whether it be virtually, whether it be through telephone calls and video conferences, as we learn more about developments in the community and you learn more about what we know about happening across the community, is certainly welcome. And then the events that will occur throughout the year. One event that I didn't speak about is specifically RESET, which is our regional initiative for cybersecurity education and training. It's an effort in partnership with Florida International University, the Organization of American States, to take the equivalent of the NICE conference and the NICE resources and tools to the Americas, and we go to other parts of the Americas this year in South America to not only engage but also to learn what they're doing, as well as for them to learn from the rest of us in the United States specifically that have been working on these issues for a number of years. So I'm really proud of the work we've accomplished, not only in the past 5 years, but the ongoing work that we do as a NICE community. Also really proud of the work that each of you do individually at your organizations, at your institution of higher education, or for the students that are here, your pursuit of cybersecurity careers. So we look forward to engaging with you this week and throughout the next year as well. So now it's my pleasure to introduce one of those partners that I talked about. A key resource that we've developed in partnership with CompTIA and Lightcast is CyberSeek. And it's been a tradition at the NICE conference that we provide updates related to the CyberSeek resource. And I'm pleased to introduce our partner from CompTIA, Tim Herbert, who is the Chief Research Officer, who's going to share with you today's announcement. Welcome to the stage, Tim.
Good morning. Truly an honor to be here today. Since CyberSeek launched 8 years ago, the site has reached millions of students, job seekers, security professionals, educators, policymakers, and more. So on behalf of the CyberSeek founding partners, NICE, Lightcast, and CompTIA, we thank the security community for the ongoing support and engagement. In the spirit of the conference theme, Climbing Higher, we are always striving to take CyberSeek to the next level. So I am pleased to share the latest generation of CyberSeek with new data, new content, and a new look. A press release just went out about 30 minutes ago with the latest data highlights and findings from the most recent reporting period, which spans approximately the past 12 months. And we did see an uptick in the number of US employer cybersecurity job postings, an increase of about 12%. And there are factors that will contribute to increased hiring activity and thereby boosting the counts of job postings. And conversely, there will be factors that will dampen hiring activity and thereby push down the volume of job postings. And what we're reporting is really the net effect of these dynamics. In periods of unusually high market uncertainty, technological uncertainty, and geopolitical uncertainty, there will be more fluctuation in the data. There will be lag effects. And there simply will be more question marks. So just something to be aware of anytime you're viewing labor market data or job posting data. We continue to see that there is a degree of hiring friction. Filling cybersecurity job openings takes on average 21% longer. And this is often a function of both real and, in some cases, perceived gaps between what employers are seeking from candidates and what essentially the pool of labor has to offer. For the first time, we are now publishing a global estimate of the cybersecurity workforce. And this is built using the Lightcast global estimation model, and it will be presented as a range, a high point, a low point, and a midpoint. As you can imagine, there's a lot of variables, a lot of assumptions that goes into a global forecast. So this is something that we will continue to refine and be on the lookout for additional data to come. One of the signature components of CyberSeek is the alignment to the NICE framework. And this provides an extra layer of data and insight to understand how employers are hiring as it relates to the NICE framework. And if you go on the site, you will notice there is the ability to drill down even deeper into the data by clicking on some of the top-level categories. And it has never been more critical to have a structured framework to guide our discussions around tasks, knowledge, and skill. And this is especially evident as we think about the growing depth of complexity in security, threats, and vulnerabilities. And obviously, AI is top of mind for, I think, just about everyone. But also, it is the breadth of security threats and vulnerabilities, whether it is the expanding perimeter of edge computing, whether it is new physical domains in the OT space, whether critical infrastructure, manufacturing, transportation, or the pervasive use of cloud computing. Also new to the CyberSeek site is a data point for the number of cybersecurity job postings that specifically references an AI skills requirement. And for our reporting period, it was 10%. And I think the reaction may be, that seems low, just given how AI is dominating every conversation. One read of the data, though, is it is a bit of a reality check that there are still many companies in the early stages of pilot projects. They're still learning where AI makes sense for their business, their organization. There are still many struggling to understand where do they plug in AI skills as it relates to hiring for cybersecurity or really any technical role. Another read of the data is that just given that so many security tools today have an AI component to them. They're AI-enabled, they're AI-infused. So there may be some employers where it's almost implied that if you're a security professional using a suite of tools, you have exposure to AI and thereby you have some degree of skill. So in some cases, maybe perhaps the number understates the true count a little bit. But this will be something that we continue to track as well as to provide additional detail around the AI impact on hiring, as well as just how employers view that as a skill requirement within the security space. The new look CyberSeek. I'm biased, of course, but I think it turned out really well. We refreshed the color palette, the data visualizations, provided a cleaner navigation. So overall, we are quite pleased with how it turned out. And through the course of user surveys and collecting user feedback, there tends to be two primary requests. The first is more data. Everyone wants to see more data, more granular data, more coverage, global data, which is great. We love to hear that, and we love to figure out ways to incorporate more data into the CyberSeek site. The second is more context, essentially bringing the data to life. Providing more use cases, providing more analysis. And one of the new components of CyberSeek is a media section, which will enable us to have a better platform to provide some of these insights. And I think one of the components that we're most excited about is a new video series. These are security professionals really sharing their story of how they got started, how they advance in their career, how they keep their skills sharp, and what keeps them awake at night. So this is something that we will continue to expand the video component of the site. And that has always been a high priority for CyberSeek, providing the guidance around career pathways. From the earliest stages of feeder roles, recognizing that many security professionals, they're starting in tech support, they're starting in network administration. In some cases, they're starting in accounting or a field completely outside of the tech space. So we do want to make sure that we are providing some of that guidance as well as some of just the context around hearing people describe their journey into cybersecurity. But of course, we also want to be able to capture the wisdom and the expertise of educators and policymakers and employers. So we are actually conducting a video shoot over the next 2 days, and for those that have already participated, I thank you. I believe there are still a few slots left, so if you are interested in sharing a little bit about your perspective, we'd love to have you, and feel free to see me afterward. If there are any follow-up questions, myself as well as my colleague Chris Compton from Lightcast, we will be at the NICE booth as well as hovering around. If you have any feedback to share, any requests, just want to chat data, we'd love to hear from you. So with that, I'd like to thank you very much.
All right. What an amazing start. Tim, Rodney, thank you so much for those thoughtful presentations. So now it's a pleasure for me to introduce our next speaker, Brittany Morris Saunders, President and CEO of the Colorado Technology Association. Brittany has over 20 years of experience in Colorado politics, economic development, and public affairs. Brittany played a key role in shaping the state's tech and innovation landscape. Prior to joining CTA, she led community affairs at Amazon, where she directed major philanthropic efforts across Colorado. Today, she continues to champion talent development, policy advocacy, and industry collaboration to strengthen Colorado's ecosystem. And so please join me in welcoming Brittany Morris Saunders.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Brittany Morris Saunders, and I am the President and CEO of the Colorado Technology Association. And on behalf of our 400 member companies and organizations throughout the state, I want to welcome you to Denver. I do want to thank NICE for this opportunity to speak, but I also want to do a special call out to Gretchen Bliss from UCCS for her leadership. Let's give her a round of applause. CTA's mission is to create and sustain a vibrant, high-growth technology ecosystem in Colorado and be the voice and champion for technology companies of all sizes. We do this through several things. One, policy and advocacy. We advocate for policies that support the technology industry. I'm going to talk about a very important technology policy issue in a moment. Member connections and thought leadership. We provide opportunities for our members to grow connections, gain access to professional development and leadership opportunities, and engage in impactful programs and events. We have over 40 events a year that brings together the technology industry. Economic, and last but not least, economic development and partnerships. We support statewide economic development initiatives and increase Colorado's tech talent pipeline through collaborative partnerships, and one of those, of course, is with UCCS and our cyber talent. Earlier this year, we released our latest Colorado Tech Report. This data proved what we already knew. The state of Colorado tech is strong. Colorado has the most concentrated tech industry economy in the US, next to Massachusetts and New Mexico. The Colorado tech industry makes up 10% of all Colorado employment. For every one new tech industry job, another 2.67 jobs were added elsewhere, making it one of the largest job multipliers across Colorado. Colorado's tech industry contributes over $106 billion in GSP, which is 20% of the state's total economic output. We are also investing in new tech businesses. We have the third highest rate of SBIR and STTR funding in the country. Plus, we ranked 5th for new VC funding. On the advocacy front, our work is more important than ever. For the past year, CTA has been advocating for changes to Senate Bill 24205, the Colorado AI Act. Senate Bill 205 puts Colorado jobs and economic growth at risk. SB 205 was written to address algorithmic discrimination, a concept that we support. But as we looked closer at the bill text, we quickly realized that the definitions and disclosure requirements were so broad that it included almost every form of AI. More importantly, this bill will kill jobs in Colorado. When you start to look at the language in the bill, if you are an employer of any industry over 50 employees, you would be required, and you use an AI system for hiring, you would be required to, 1, disclose to the applicant that you're using an AI system, 2, allow that applicant to see all of the data you use to make that decision, and then offer the applicant the ability to correct that data, 3, provide every job applicant an explanation as to why they did not get the job. And 4, that applicant, if they disagree with your decision, can appeal that decision to the Attorney General of Colorado. It is unprecedented. The bill was introduced in the final days of the 2024 legislative session and quickly made its way to the governor's desk, who ultimately decided to sign this piece of legislation, but with significant reservations. This is when our tech community mobilized, and over 200 CEOs signed a letter urging the governor to either repeal the bill or make substantive changes. Governor Polis, Attorney General Phil Weiser, and Senate Majority Robert Rodriguez, who sponsored the bill, ultimately agreed to work on several changes in the 2025 legislative session. This promise included: 1, refining the definition of artificial intelligence systems to the most high-risk systems in order to align the definition with federal measures and other frameworks established by states with substantial technology sectors. 2, focusing regulation on the developers of these high-risk systems rather than those smaller companies that may deploy AI within third-party software that they use in the ordinary course of business. 3, shifting from a proactive disclosure regime to the traditional enforcement regime managed by the Attorney General investigating matters after the fact. 4, making clear that the consumer right of appeal refers to the ability of consumers to appeal to the Colorado AG about matters that they believe warrant investigation related to any discrimination resulting from the use of AI. Moreover, consumers also have the right to bring a matter to the attention of the Colorado Civil Rights Commission relating to alleged discrimination. And then finally, considering other measures the state can take to become the most welcoming environment for technological innovation while preventing discrimination, especially for early-stage companies. For the past year, CTA and several of our member companies, many of whom are here, served on a state AI Impact Task Force. We also participated in subsequent negotiation sessions with Senator Rodriguez and public interest groups. Unfortunately, the fixed bill that was introduced very late this legislative session did not adequately address our concerns, and our board of directors ultimately opposed the bill. In the final days of session, the senator decided to postpone indefinitely the fixed bill, which meant we were back to Senate Bill 205, which goes into effect February 1st, 2026. The governor, U.S. Senators Hickenlooper and Bennett, Attorney General Weiser, Congressman Joe Neguse, Congresswoman Brittany Pedersen, and Denver Mayor Johnston urged the state legislature in a letter to push out this effective date to allow for more time to fix this misguided law. Unfortunately, a late-night filibuster killed this idea. So we are back to square one. CTA is 100% committed to pushing out this effective date and improving the bill. There may be a special legislative session called by the governor later this summer to address some budgetary issues as well as the AI bill. Plus, as you probably have read, there is a proposed federal moratorium on AI bills across the country, making its way through the budget bill. The fact remains, Colorado is still the only state in the nation with this level of AI regulation. Without critical changes, Senate Bill 205 will have a tremendous impact on Colorado's tech industry. There's just too much at stake for Colorado's economy. If you want to get involved, if you're local and you want to get involved in this or any of our other programs and initiatives, including the largest Women in Tech conference in the state this coming September, please visit www.coloradotechnology.org. If you are not local, let's partner. I'm happy to brief you or any of your members or colleagues on Senate Bill 205 to make sure this does not happen in your state. Again, we are the only ones in the country with this level of regulation. And then finally, I do want to plug, we have our upcoming DEN AI Summit. That is going to be September 29th and 30th later this year. We partnered with Denver Mayor Mike Johnston last year and the City and County of Denver on the first public sector-led AI conference in the country. We hosted Reid Hoffman, as well as Eric Schmidt from Google. We want you all to be there, so please check out denaisummit.com. I want to thank you all for your time today. Thank you again, Gretchen and NICE for today, and I hope you have a great conference. Thank you.